We have research citizens who are infected with a mysterious virus that is spreading around the United States. After researching more deeply, we find that this is not a virus, but this occurs due to radiation from Godzilla, which causes several people to mutate. When Godzilla's laser attacks Chicago and its surroundings, it gives off such a huge amount of radiation. People who are exposed to radiation will begin to mutate within 2 weeks to become like Godzilla. What also needs to be paid attention to is that livestock, food, and drink are also exposed and can make anyone who eats them mutate. However, this applies if the food is exposed to high levels of Godzilla radiation. So all these things are not viruses, but the result of Godzilla's radiation, which slowly makes your body mutate. This radiation is not ordinary radiation like nuclear radiation. This is more than nuclear radiation. So, to avoid this, keep wearing a mask and pay attention to what you eat. We recommend not eating meat in this worrying situation. And we always remind you to lock your doors, your windows, and close your curtains. Because many mutated people are roaming around the city, and we are in the process of trying to catch them all.
Stage 1. The patient feels headache, nausea, vomiting and aches all over the body. In this stage, the patient is still sane. Stage 2. The patient begins to lose consciousness, often groans and scratches themselves. Their eyes started to turn red, all over the surface of their skin there were red bruises with small bumps on their backs. Stage 3. The patient has completely lost consciousness. The character begins to become aggressive, drooling is uncontrolled, the skin turns pale to gray, the bulge behind the back begins to enlarge. In this stage, patients begin to try to attack and eat humans. Stage 4. The patient's body structure begins to change. A thorn resembling Godzilla's spine emerged from their back. They move nimbly and walk using their hands and feet due to their body structure starting to mutate. Nature has become very uncontrollable and very destructive. Despite their uncontrollable nature, you need to be reminded that these mutated people are smart enough to find a way to get into your house or hide in the bushes to attack their prey. Even in stage 1 or 2, there is no way to treat the patient. There is no way to stop the growth of this mutation even if you use any special treatment. The only way to stop them is to kill them. Meanwhile, there have been several cases of people eating food exposed to Godzilla radiation but not mutating. But as a side effect, the food they eat will start to rot and transform into something that we are still trying to investigate. Symptoms are headache, excruciating pain in the stomach and rectum. vomiting blood, and when defecating there is blood and red clots accompanied by sharp spines. Several operations succeeded in removing the food from the stomach, but most died from pain in the stomach and rectum. It was said by several doctors that the food turned into lumps of flesh that consumed the inside of the victim's body. Most of these cases occurred because the patient ate meat exposed to the very dangerous Godzilla radiation. That's why we recommend not eating meat in these worrying conditions. According to the following data, this is Godzilla's radiation exposure that spread throughout the area. We must isolate the city with the highest radiation exposure from other areas, because we are afraid that the mutated people will start roaming around the city. We have to check the health of residents around the highest radiation areas one by one. If, according to our checks, the person starts showing these symptoms, we have to kill him. Likewise, for patients who are rushed to hospital due to the symptoms of this mutation, we ask the hospital to check the data and kill the patient before something undesirable happens.